Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Hyeyoung, the Director of Design Policy Division here at Seoul City. The theme of this year's forum is Reconnect Design as a Value Creator. So today I would like to talk about the value of design from the perspective of experience, more specifically experience of our citizens. So what sort of experience do you feel are meaningful and special? As we live our lives, we experience a plethora of emotions in different spaces and situations. We experience fear, anxiety, loneliness, boredom, unpleasant feelings. And there are cities where you have many negative experiences. There are cities where you feel a sense of safety, respect, fun. And so there are spaces and environments that facilitate these type of positive experiences. And cities should try to create spaces where people can have these positive special experiences. And so what can design do? So I'm going to talk about the case studies from Seoul and examine the values that design can deliver. So first, design is safety. Why is design safety? So in the city should provide us with a sense of comfort. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that the city should be boring. In the city, there are many different risks and dangers, and people should be protected from these dangers and risks. And design can provide the answer. So in order to create a safe city, we have to get rid of crime. And so Seoul City tried to change the behavior of people through the environment. And so we have been implementing design policies to that end. So when you walk past a dark alley, I'm sure you feel a sense of fear. So what Seoul City did was we established voluntary night guards, emergency bells, and we also created bright street lights and also changed the design of door plates and mailboxes. So when people walk through these alleys, they felt a sense of safety, and also we were able to reduce crime rate as well. So in Seoul, there are areas where there's steep slopes and there's a lot of stairs. If it's dark and if the streets are complicated, you might fall. So what we did was we installed lights, we installed hand railings, and then we also created information signage. We also created little areas where people can rest and take a break, especially for our elderly citizens. And so the people who walk through these areas can more safely get to their homes. And then next is a market. So you can see that on the screen, there are a lot of things piled up, and it's very difficult for pedestrians to walk through these market alleys. And the key facilities are hard to find. So what we did was create a very clean and convenient environment for the citizens. And we also we also changed the design of the traditional markets to enhance the safety for the merchants. So we actually cleaned up the pedestrian path. You can see that on the picture. So here on the little installations, you can leave your heavy belongings there for a minute. And we also cleaned up the signage. And we also made sure that the signage for the key facilities are noticeable. And these days, communicable diseases are threatening the safety of the city. And when you go into public spaces, people are more afraid of these communicable diseases. So for the door of the public bathrooms, we actually install these foot switches so people don't have to use their hands. This helps to reduce the spread of the virus. And people who have baggages, or if they have some belongings in their hands, or if they're children, they can use these foot switches to open the doors of the public toilets. And so this type of design is helping to enhance the safety of cities. Design is welfare. So we want to create a better living environment for our cities and also provide public spaces for our cities. And in order to do that, we have to think about the welfare of our cities. Of course, one of the key important welfare issues is aging. In Korea, we see aging taking place at a much more rapid pace. And accordingly, there's a lot of welfare services for our elderly citizens. Of course, welfare service in a public space is important, but they spend most of their time in their homes. And so being able to be self-sufficient in their own homes is very important. So focusing on this point, we redesigned sofas and beds. Elderly people are physically more weak than before. They have to hold on to something. So through our new design, they can be more active inside their homes. So through these small changes, we were able to enhance the welfare for our elderly citizens. So the pandemic is not only threatening safety in the cities. Compared to the past, a lot of people cannot connect with their relatives and friends. They cannot meet their family and friends, especially those in nursing homes. They don't have a lot of chance to meet their friends and relatives. So here you can see a meeting room at a nursing home, and we created this untacked special meeting room so people can meet their families, reconnect with their families, and share stories through this new meeting room. And the next is a tactile map for the visually impaired. So people say that cities are designed very inconveniently for those who have physical disabilities, and so this actually makes their more impediments in terms of their physical challenges that they experience. And so what we did was for the Seoul Children's Grand Park, we tried to eliminate this inconvenience or impediment that children or blind people face. So we created an area for children to play who have visual impairment. And so through design, they can be self-sufficient. People who are working, especially outside, people who are cleaning the streets, sometimes they don't have sufficient area to rest. They want to rest without people staring at them or looking at them. So we created a special resting area for them. We called this the recharging station. And so you can see that design is caring about people, and design is key to providing welfare to citizens. Next is design is culture. So I think this is something that you are used to. Design is not just about bringing visual satisfaction, but it's about increasing service, enhancing service in the city. Of course, it's about creating contents in the city, but also supporting people's consumption of these contents. And that has to be supported through design. So here you can see an installation we called Door of Secrecy. So at Jamshi Stadium, the 100th National Games was hosted. And there was an area of green space that people did not access. So we created this visual fun playground for the citizens. Don't you want to go there? So through design, we were able to create this space for cultural experience that had once been discarded by citizens. So design provides enjoyment to people. When you go to a city as a tourist, there are times where you have to wait in long lines or you have to wait for buses. So for those tourists who come to Seoul City, while they wait for their buses, we adopted fun design to the ticket booth and also the bus stands. So using color mirror stainless and mirror stainless, we were able to provide visual entertainment to our visitors. And we also applied design to the Han River Park. With wonderful weather right now, a lot of people go to the Han River Park with their friends, their families. And the citizens don't have to prepare anything. They can just go to the Han River Park because we provide chairs to the citizens. We also created areas where people can throw away their garbage. And through visual signs, we were able to guide people in terms of their travel route. We provide contents to the citizens, and we also help them to consume the various type of contents that we create. Cities provide a resting area for citizens, and Seoul can become a cultural city for citizens. So the last value of design is communication. So design, of course, conveys the intent of the designer. It is a very effective tool to do this. We deliver information through design, and sometimes through design we induce certain action. Communication is a process of relating to others. When you take public transportation, there are sometimes circumstances where you feel really uncomfortable because there are so many people. So we created fun stories, and we designed a new ticket to share information with people about the different situations that can take place on the subways and how we can get along with everyone. Also, communication is about helping the other person understand. So within Seoul City, 10 meters of the subway exit is non-smoking zones. So when you think about 10 meters, unless you actually measure it, it's hard to grasp how long 10 meters is. So we created this concept of 20 footsteps. So by creating these 20 footsteps, we can help smokers to understand where they can smoke or not, and we can also reduce secondary smoking of other citizens. So communication is not unilaterally conveying a message. So here you have signage that you can see on subway stations. When people use public transportation, sometimes the signage is very complicated. It's hard to navigate your way through the train station, so you might get lost. And when this happens, people become very stressed. So in order to effectively show people where they have to go and to help them understand the signage, we applied design. So we applied design to enhance communication and also to reduce the stress levels of our citizens. So we looked at the different design case studies of Seoul City to show you how design can change people's perception and also their experiences, and how design can create value in our daily lives. Design helps us to better understand citizens, and design can help to plan and create unique experiences. Seoul City has various areas in which it manages government affairs, safety, health, transportation, and communication. When design is combined with these different areas, we can create more citizen-friendly, more detailed services. Design in itself is not the goal. It is a tool and it is a strategy. So in the ordinary lives of our citizens, we want to create new experiences and provide new values through what we call design as a value creator. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.